The morning of my wedding, I woke up in a hotel suite that cost more than my first apartment. Sunlight poured through the floor-to-ceiling windows, gilding the champagne bucket, the bouquet of white peonies, the ivory gown laid out like a sacred offering on the bed. My name is Claire Bennett, 31, and this is the story of how I walked away from a $50,000 wedding because the man I was about to marry still called his mother 3 times a day to report his whereabouts. If you've ever had to choose between love and your own peace, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs courage. Let me know in the comments, have you ever had to walk away from something everyone thought was perfect? Where are you watching from? This story is for you. I met Daniel Reyes in a coffee shop in Austin, Texas. He was kind, smart, a civil engineer working on sustainable housing projects. We dated for 2 years. Everything felt right until the calls started. At first, it was sweet. Mom just wanted to check in. Then it became constant. 3 calls a day. Did you eat? Are you tired? What time did you go to bed? I didn't think much of it. I told myself it was cultural, that she was lonely. But then she started commenting on my life. You should wear more color, Claire. That gray makes you look tired. Daniel says you work too much. You should slow down. You're getting older. You don't want to wait too long for babies. I smiled. I nodded. I said, you're right. But inside, I felt smaller every time. I tried talking to Daniel. It's just how she is, he'd say. She's protective. She means well. Protective of what? I asked. Me or her control? He didn't answer. He just looked away. As our wedding approached, her involvement grew. She picked the ring. Diamonds are classic, don't you think? She chose the venue. The country club has such lovely gardens. She insisted on approving the guest list, crossing out friends she called bad influences. She even planned the rehearsal dinner, without telling me. I started to feel like a guest at my own wedding. The final straw came on a rainy Tuesday in November. I was at my desk, finalizing the seating chart, when Daniel called. His voice was different, tired, but lighter. Can we meet? There's something I need to tell you. We met at a coffee shop downtown, somewhere we'd never been before. He looked like he'd aged 5 years in the months we'd been engaged. I'm getting divorced, he said. I froze. From who? My mother. I stared at him. What? I'm cutting off financial support. No more paying her bills. No more covering her vacations. No more bailing out her friends. I'm done. I didn't know what to say. You're serious? Yes. I've been enabling her for 30 years. I confused financial support with love. I'm not doing it anymore. I felt a flicker of hope. Maybe he was finally seeing it. Maybe we could have a real marriage. But then the wedding day came. I stood in that hotel suite, looking at my reflection. Perfect hair, flawless makeup, a dress that cost more than my car. And I realized I wasn't marrying Daniel. I was marrying his mother. I was signing up for a lifetime of coming second, of being questioned, judged, replaced, of loving a man who would always answer her call before mine. I picked up my phone and called my best friend, Mia. I can't do this. Then don't, she said. You don't owe anyone this. I took a breath, called the venue. Cancel everything. I'm not getting married. The chaos that followed was epic. Angry calls. Accusations. You're throwing away a good man. You're being dramatic. You'll regret this. I didn't answer. I packed a suitcase and checked into a quiet motel outside the city. For the first time in years, I was alone. And for the first time, I was free. I started therapy. I launched my own interior design business. I traveled. I learned to cook. I stopped apologizing for taking up space. 2 years passed. I moved to Denver, opened a small studio, and fell in love with my life. Then, one afternoon, my assistant buzzed me. There's a woman here to see you. She says her name is Margaret Reyes. My stomach dropped. Daniel's mother. I hadn't seen her since the wedding. Send her in. She entered my office. Older, worn, no longer the imperious woman who once commanded every room. Her clothes were simple. Her hair showed gray roots. She looked around at the tasteful decor, the city view. "You've done well for yourself," she said. "Thank you," I replied, not offering her a seat. "What can I do for you?" "I wanted to apologize," she said, the words clearly hard to speak. "For the things I said. For the way I treated you." I waited. "I was protecting what I thought was mine," she continued. "My son. My family. My place in the world. I didn't understand that by holding on so tight, I was pushing him away. And Daniel? He's better than I expected. He got a promotion. He's dating someone, nice woman, doesn't take his nonsense. He pays his own bills. Makes his own decisions. He's becoming the man I should have let him be years ago." "And you?" "I'm learning," she said with a rueful smile. "Learning that the world doesn't end when you can't control everything. Learning that working for a living isn't the worst thing." I didn't forgive her that day. But I saw her, really saw her. Not as a villain, but as a woman who had built her identity on control and lost it when her son chose freedom. I didn't need revenge. I had already won. I had a life she couldn't touch. A business she couldn't undermine. A peace she couldn't disrupt. And when she left, I didn't feel anger. I felt pity. And then relief. Daniel and I never got back together. He's happy. I'm happy. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is walk away before you lose yourself completely. If this story moved you, if you've ever had to choose yourself over a relationship, hit like, subscribe, and share. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever walked away from something everyone thought was perfect? Where are you watching from? Thank you for listening. And remember, your peace is non-negotiable.